All right, we're recording. Husband is moving around in the house. He already did his planning while I was asleep. So he'll be here, but he won't be doing planning with us. Let's see. We are right here. Right here, actually. And then we are planning for the week of April 18th. So as you can see, I have like lapsed on my tracking again. These 2 days were super like lots. And then there was also, this did not happen at all the way that it's written here. Oh, my tools of the trade are actually far away from me. On the other side of the table. Here they are. And they're a little bit messy. And several of my pens are missing. Husband, do you see the, thank you. And the other one, there was one right next to it. Thank you, love. That's a metaphor for how this week has gone. The things I need are like around, but they're difficult to get to and I feel drained just by getting them. And then I also have to do the job. Some of these plan with me's have been kind of sad sack lately, huh? You know, it's like, I was talking about this on Twitter, where it's like, I'm not like wishing to go back because those were bad times. But when I was younger, when things happened, you know, dramatic things happened, like the car didn't work or a pet had an emergency or something, that meant that we were about to have a significant change to our lifestyle. Like we were going to have to sell something like the car or, you know, sell the TV or ride a bike through LA traffic because we don't have a car anymore, or like take on a third job or something. You know, it was something really crazy we would have to do to be okay. And now it's like, ultimately nothing bad happens to us. When like bad things happen to us, our lifestyle maintains. Like things are basically the same. Maybe we have small changes here and there, you know, but like overall, no one's riding a bike through traffic. You know, we don't have to sell anything significant in our house. The pets are all fine and we can get money for their medical care, you know, like we're okay. But it's just, there is a part of me, not the rational part, not the grown-up part, but there is a part of me that misses our life changing when our money situation changed. And I think part of that is because it felt like we had very few choices back then, but we were making proactive choices to fix the shit. And we're still doing that now, but it's just, it doesn't look like that. It just looks the same, but with more stress. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like if you've never been, like, food and shelter is on the table poor, then perhaps it doesn't make any sense. But it's really a weird psychological mindfuck that hits keep coming for us, and nothing changes except we get sadder and more stressed out.
I feel like in some way it's a little bit like the thing where when you watch like an action movie or something, and it's like Bruce Willis was forced to resolve this problem with his fists and some desperation.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, well, in real life, you would actually want to solve this problem, like, through the courts. Because then hundreds of people don't die.
Yeah, and then it would
And,
take
like,
months and...
all of these horrible things don't happen. But that takes a long time, and it's boring and stressful. But ultimately, it's better because in real life, the Bruce Willis solution is horrific. It just feels so much more efficient, and it feels so much more exciting because there is that element of you have no choice but to do the insane thing.
Well, yeah, and it's like when we were really broke, if the car broke, so say we had a car that was worth $1,000. No, probably like $3,000. And it needed $1,000 worth of repairs. Here, I'm gonna write this down because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I want to talk about it. Where's a blank page back here? This is blank. So, say you have a car. It's worth $1,000. Sorry, I said $3,000 because I want to play with stuff and I don't want to ruin it with fractions. And then it needs a clutch. Clutches are more than this, but let's just pretend that a clutch is worth $1,000. So it's minus a clutch. So now you have a $3,000 car that needs $100,000 worth of repairs. So really the true car value is $2,000. But you're fucked and you've already got other debts piling up and other things are going on and you need to buy a subway pass in LA, which is a solid $1,000. So you sell your car, even though it's worth $2,000 for $1,000. And you sell it to the person that told you it needs a new clutch, because then you don't have to get it towed anywhere. Because the tow itself is going to be $500 because your AAA lapsed, or because you've already used so many tows this year that you don't have any more. So you just took, when you sell that car for $1,000, let's just add a cost of being poor table. So we just left $1,000 on the table because that car is worth $1,000 more than we sold it for, but it's just convenient to sell it to the person whose lot it's sitting in right now. And he's a bro, so he actually doesn't really even have space in his lot, but whatever. He knows you're going to keep bringing your cars to him because he's affordable. And also he doesn't even have to lie to you about the clutch because, you know, he knows you. I don't know, maybe he's lying to you. Who cares? Doesn't really matter. It's not like you can go anywhere else. Especially now that the car doesn't run. So then you buy a bus pass. So let's do that. Red bus pass. It's $1,000 a year for a bus pass, but I think it's like $300 a month. Do you remember how much an LA Metro bus pass?
I do not remember. I can tell you that a TriMet bus pass is $100 a month. So it seems wild that Metro would be 3 times that.
It's $350.
Damn. For a way shittier bus.
Yeah. Oh no, sorry, just kidding. It's $50? Oh, it's $100. Sorry. But there's a weird... They're having a weird... The LA Metro is apparently having a discount where their $100 bus pass costs $50 until July.
Smart.
So that's
no
nice.
No one wants to ride those fucking buses.
But let's pretend that it's $100. And let's pretend that you ride the bus for 3 months while you save back up to get another car. And so that's a total of $300 that you spent being poor. And then we finally get enough money that we get a new car. But the car that we used to have is $3,000. We can't really get a $3,000 car because even during this 3 months of saving up, we couldn't save $1,000 a month. We didn't have $1,000 on hand. That's why we had to sell the car, right? So then we put a down payment on a car because we've got $2,500. So we paid a $2,500 down payment on a $10,000 car. So let's say the car at the dealership is worth $10,000. We put $2,500 down. Any economists who are looking at this, or like personal finance people who are looking at this, feel free to correct me because I know that there's things that I'm getting wrong here, but this is just from like memory on the top of my head. So now we have a loan for, that's way too many zeros. We have a loan for $8,500. But because we have shit credit, we have an APR of like 10%. Actually, that's pretty good credit. I've always had pretty good credit for being a poor person. So then 10%, let's see, loan calculator. This is not planning, I know this, but let's just say I am going to get a loan for $10,000. The loan term is 5 years. The interest rate is 10%. Actually, I think my first car, the interest rate was 8%. So let's be realistic. The first car I put payments on. So the interest rate is 8%. Compounded monthly. I pay back every month. So then you pay $200 a month, which is a pretty affordable thing for a person who's not making that much money. But ultimately, what you pay back on that, actually, let's actually get this right. It wasn't a $10,000 loan. It was an $8,500 loan. So total payout, I'll put payment because that's actually on a $10,000 car, ends up being about that much. So plus what you paid for the down payment. So you end up paying $12,841 for a car that was $10,000. So if we had paid cash for the car, then we would have avoided paying, let's see. I'm going to do this in my head, but I want to be clear that people are following along. So that's $2,841. So one car problem will end up costing you, a poor person, $3,141. That's 3 months of rent for the apartment that we were paying. The apartment that we had in LA. It's a little bit less. It's less, yeah, it's because we were paying about $1,100. So that's the kind of hit you take when you're poor. And because we've been good with our money, and because we've also been lucky, and because of our privilege, and also because of our work and our planning and our foresight and the things that we've sacrificed, this doesn't happen to us anymore. Everything that happens to us is just like, okay, well, then the credit card's going to carry a balance for a month while we cut back in other areas so that we can pay it back slower than we meant to. Or we're going to get a personal loan to cover our taxes that we forgot, or we didn't pay estimated taxes properly. So we owe, a couple thousand in taxes. It's like, when you're middle class, $3,000 doesn't significantly change your life. But when you are poor, the loss of $1,000 costs you $3,000. And it really significantly impacts you for months. That's 3 months of riding the bus in Los Angeles. That is hours and hours of your time and your energy and being in public and being exposed to You know, that's more like you're far more likely to be assaulted when you're taking public transportation. You're more likely to get sick because you're in a fucking bus full of people who have God knows what and are going God knows where. Like, all of these things. And then that's also added to the fact that, like, you can't eat at home because it takes an hour and a half to get to work and an hour and a half to get home. You know? Or 2 hours, like in LA. Anyway, I'm sure y'all didn't sign up for an economics lesson today. But I don't know. I think maybe I needed to go through that because I needed to remind myself that, like, it wasn't better back then. My life I have today with stability, where we can take a financial hit, and honestly, like, we can take several, because that's where we are, where we've just been taking hits basically this entire year. And in general, like, the major points of our life don't change at all because we have that stability, and it's really nice. And it also feels very weird to have these sort of like bad things happen to you and then nothing changes, or it doesn't feel like it changes. I don't think I'm explaining this correctly. Maybe I'm not. But anyway, this Pepper's fine, by the way. She just has arthritis and an eye problem. She needs to go to a doggy ophthalmologist. But Pepper had to go to the vet. That cost quite a bit of money, and it's going to cost more because of the ophthalmologist. And then we were on Family Zoom. We were on Family Zoom kind of late, until like 8, right?
Yeah.
We had a lot to talk about. We haven't Family Zoomed in a long time, and lots of things have been happening for all of us. That was really nice. Even though I wasn't there for like a bunch of it, because I was with the vet until like 6:30, 6:45. But yeah, so anyway, I don't know. I'm gonna check and see, was it even recording all of my like weird how much it costs to be poor? But yeah, I think it's wild. I think there's also cognitive dissonance because, you know, whoever you are and like who you are now and who you were in your memories, those people in general, especially for me, I'm not one of those people that think of like an old version of myself, like, or I don't think of myself as becoming a different person, even though significant things have changed about me over time. The way I think of myself stays the same. Like, me back then, when $1,000 car repair cost us $3,000 in 3 months, is the same person. I feel like the same person that I was then. And so there's a part of me, I think some of my anxiety around us being okay when bad things happen to us is I understand how very unfair it was when we were younger. And it feels, it's like, I feel like I'm not a different person. I feel like I'm the same person. But it doesn't make sense to me that this version of me, the today version of me, is fine. And the older version of me would have been completely devastated. Like, I think that's part of my cognitive dissonance around our recent money troubles. It just doesn't feel like I'm having trouble understanding like why it's like that. So this is actually moving on Monday. This is supposed to happen, but I called them and asked to cancel, so we'll see if I'm in the deadline time. Probably not, because it's Saturday and that's Monday, but I asked them if we could cancel this and go back to like the lowest level of service. And I'm doing that even though I just said we had money problems, because if I cancel our maid service and then restart it again, they'll charge us for 3 services worth of cleaning just to get started back with them. Which is very smart, because we're like, well, in 30 days we'll be fine again, and so we won't cancel completely. Which is like, that's maddening. It's maddening that it costs, like, at this point, it costs more money to significantly change our lifestyle than it would to keep going and just be fine, because we're gonna be fine. Like, that's the other thing, is that we're just gonna be fine. Even though, you know, we have these things happening. Like taxes and vet bills and house stuff and medical stuff, and it's kind of every direction of crazy. We've just been hit a little bit. Okay, co-working setup is at 1 p.m. today, which means I need to get a free hour in here. There we go. Because I have this right here, and I'm really excited about that. Ooh, good. And then I have a Zoom with my friend at 3. And then I actually need to record, and then I've got to have a free hour, and that's just going to be the rest of my day. I'm going to take off after I record. Yeah, so that's Monday. Oh, and I have a meeting. Get some meeting sticker from this freebie from Mandy Lynn Plans, I think is where it comes from. I'll confirm when I get the sticker. Where is my meeting sticker? Hold on, let me get somewhere else. Oh, good thing that didn't have any information on it. Now, where did that meeting freebie go? I've got work stickers, I've got more work stickers, I've got more work stickers. We've got other things and these things. This is another thing about being sort of like low-level exhausted for so long. I just like take a really long time to do anything, because I just like can't find things, don't know where they are. Achoo! Pardon me. I guess it must be in here, or maybe I used them all. Huh, I just have this one little tabby thing. I'm gonna put it somewhere. Maybe I'll put it here. Okay, so hopefully what you're seeing right now is a cut. Because while I was looking for my fucking meeting stickers, I opened my planner to a page that was a conversation with a client that you are not allowed to see. So, that's what happened. Being so like scattered and stressed out is not, it's just not good for me. I don't perform well when I'm like this. so this is, I'm gonna call it blue because it's for a volunteer thing. 1 p.m. That is a large name for a small meeting. And then my monthly co-working hang. And then free hour. So I'll just leave work early because this started early. And then this meeting, this thing. What? What? I have a thing right before a thing where I'm actually, it's like a Zoom thing, but I'm doing a traveling thing. I should reach out to her and see if she wants to meet at the place that I am doing this. And that is actual pen, so I can't erase that, which is good. But this, 2 p.m. I have a day full of Kates. So this can be a free hour, or this can be lunch. Well, I'm having lunch here, but this will be a free hour. And then I need another free hour. Okay, and I think my friends are actually coming over. For this happy hour here. Oh, I forgot to add tomorrow. Your mom said we're going to your grandma's at 1?
That's when the thing is, yeah.
Okay.
Why?
It's not in my it's not in my planner. We're taking advantage of low COVID numbers to do a bunch of stuff. Like going to Ben's grandma's for Easter brunch. All right, back to this. Wow, this week is packed already. That thing, good. Here, I'm gonna put this on this week. If she doesn't want to meet there, I'll just call from the car. And that'll work. Okay, Thursday. Wow, big day. And then record. Great. Then Friday. Looking good. Oh, and then I have ghost tour, and then I'm gonna move our date night to Sunday. this one? Oh. And then I have a thing at 11 a.m. Huh. But it's a Zoom thing, so hopefully it won't be too bad. All right, that's this coming week. Decently packed. And here's the next week. Let's get this thingamabob and this thingamabob. And we need to cover that calendar. So let's see if anything in here will do that. No. I can use these two together, although that's kind of Christmassy. Oh, I can use this one. Here. It's like a special hate for the elastic on the back of these Me and My Big Ideas things, because let's do this. He's crawling down the page. Because they always get caught on each other. What's up, husband? I heard you yeesh.
So there are a couple containers in here
That are
I don't even know
gross.
what this one contains anymore. But this has salsa chicken in it that has started to mold. I kind of want to just throw away both of these containers.
I support you in that. That one that had the salsa chicken in it, I always fucking hated that one anyway, because it's like...
I think it's a big one, but it's
Uh-huh.
not. Yeah,
It's shallow. It's like this big, but it's only like an inch tall. What is it for?
Brownies.
Sorry. For what?
Brownies.
No, because we always make so many brownies that they stack double. So then it's like, this is, if I put brownies in this one, I'm also putting brownies in another container. It's just the devil's container.
Satan's container.
Like, I guess maybe it would have been for salsa chicken, which is what we had in it. So, but then it was too big for the salsa chicken. So we ended up not eating it because there is more salsa chicken in it than than we realized. It's the worst. Like, because it's a large footprint and flat, it like takes up so much fucking space on the shelf in the refrigerator. I don't know why I'm so mad at this container.
You want to justify throwing it away?
No, I mean, okay, this is actually confession time, everyone. Even though I am a hippie and I love recycling and I believe that it's important, there is a part of me that loves throwing things away. There's just this id part of me that's like, throw it away, throw it in the trash. Like, I love it, and I don't know who that is or where it comes from. I know my dad has it too, because when I was a kid, he used to just sometimes just throw everything away. Which, you know, instability party of one, but still. There's just this, like, and I think of it as like coming from the same place in my body where if I get next to a high ledge, I'll be like, jump. Jump. It'll be fun.
I mean, those two activities are going to have significantly different effects on your health and well-being.
No, I know, but it's like there's a part of me that's like, fuck it up. Just set it off. Come on.
All right. Chicken is marinating.
And when I say there's a part of me that wants to jump, I'm not making a confession here. It's a thing. Look it up. Lots of people have it. And a lot of those people end up being like skydivers and shit. And I'm just like, I will stay away from ledges. Thank you.
Oh, I'm glad to get those two containers out of the fridge, though. They were taking up so much wasted space.
Yeah. That's the other one that you threw away was one of those silicone ones. When we first got them, we were so jazzed on them, and now I kind of hate them.
Yeah, they're a little problematic.
Because they're like silicone, which is cool, and they collapse, which is great for storage, but because they're silicone, they're like squishy. So it's like the things that you can put in them, again, extremely limited. Because you can't put anything liquid in it, or it will just gush everywhere because it's not stable enough to hold it. And then the other thing is that the silicone ones are not clear, they're opaque. So it's like the total out of sight, out of mind thing, where when you put them in the fridge, they just stop existing. Because you can't see what's in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear that.
The constant struggle to find a fridge, that works. You know what I mean, right? You know what I'm talking about. The fridge fridge storage. Okay. Which of these do I want? I'm gonna choose this paperclip one. I haven't used it in a really long time. At least I think I haven't. I might have used it recently. Oh yeah, I did. And it held up. So, it's old as balls though. This is like probably one of the first washi tapes I ever got. And I didn't get it like from a reputable washi store. What?
I can't ever hear the phrase old as balls without seeing this GIF from way back in the day, because it was from the Lord of the Rings movies. And it's just this shot of Orlando Bloom looking around seriously at this forest going, this forest is old, very old as balls.
Yeah, that's where
Which is definitely not what he says in the movie, but it looks like he does, and it's hilarious.
That's where I got the phrase old as balls, is from that old meme.
It's where I got it too. I don't know if it pre-existed that in any significant way, but God, it's funny.
That's why I say old as balls.
Yeah.
We're really dating ourselves with our slang. When I was a kid, I was like, I'm never going to be one of those stupid old people that says dumb old people stuff. And here I am, a stupid old person.
I say dumb old people stuff. I also classically misuse young people stuff. I'm pretty sure I say things slap in the incorrect form all the time.
Really? I thought you said it right.
Well, you're a similarly old person. How would you know?
Do I not know what slaps anymore?
I don't know. Did we ever know what slaps? I don't know that we were ever that kind of person.
I think I was cool for about 1 or 2 years in high school. But I wasn't like cheerleader cool. I was like, have you heard the story about that kid? Cool?
I mean, I think I was cool for certain values of cool, but I don't know that I was ever the kind of cool who's like, that guy knows what slaps.
Yeah, I feel like insofar as I knew anything in high school and or as it pertains to slapping.
With respect to slapping.
It was like, if I was cool, it wasn't because I knew what slapped. It's because I didn't care. That was my level of cool.
It's not because you knew what slapped. It's because you slapped.
Basically. Like, there was just a lot going on in my life at that time. And so, I need to change our newsletter call because it interferes with a client call. Oh, I also need to put this week's sticker. Is there anything on this freebie? Or did I already use it? I probably already used it.
One of the few...
I'm just going to put today, to do.
I don't like about living in the Pacific Northwest is that I cannot feasibly grow limes.
I mean, we have a friend who has a lemon tree, but it lives inside.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's
And
why I said feasibly.
We don't really have a tree.
Like, could one have a house with a heated solarium where one could grow many lime trees? Definitely. But I don't have solarium money.
Yeah, we don't even have sliding glass door money. That's what my family in Bend, and also Bend is a totally different climate. It has way more sun. But my family in Bend, they just have several of their rooms have like big glass sliding doors. And so they just put the plants in the window or in the door in the winter, and the sun heats them very nicely.
Man, these tiny limes have like very little juice. I need a quarter cup of lime juice, and it's gonna require me to juice like, let's see here. 1, 2, 3. So far I have juiced 4 limes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to need to juice at least 1, if not 2 more.
You're a juicing machine.
Not really, I'm very inefficient.
I didn't say you were an efficient machine.
Fair. And
Okay.
behaving as a device which juices.
I closed the window because I'm cold. Oh, right. I didn't put in my free hours. Doot, 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 doot.
Six limes, still short a quarter cup.
Wow.
I think they're also old limes, so they aren't very juicy.
Yeah, it's been kind of like not easy to get limes right now. Last time we went to the store together, the limes were like slim pickings. It feels like a lot of fresh produce is like that right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, most of up here in the Pacific Northwest, at this time of year, most of our produce is coming from a different part of the world.
Yeah.
Or it just is very old.
Oh, wait. It's Thursday. I actually have an appointment right here.
Well, I hope everyone appreciates the effort I went to make sure that all of this lime juice was freshly juiced.
I am sure that they will. And then I have a free hour to make up for the fact that I had a meeting during my free time. And then I am doing my Asana thing. I'll probably block off that for some kind of work thing. Because one of the things I do that y'all don't see, because I don't put it in here very often, but I'll go in my digital calendar on Monday and block off like hour to hour and a half. Like it's an hour or it's an hour and a half. It's no longer than an hour and a half ever. But to like do concentrated work. Those are kind of, I don't know if those time blocks are working. I also need to think more about the nature of the time blocks and like not just block off time whenever, but think about like what's it going to feel like at that time of the day, and if that's the kind of work that I'm going to be suited to at that time. But they get the job done. And then I will do the budget here. Oh, and also I got these budget stickers to put them down when I like actually did my budget when I was supposed to. I haven't done that much. I keep doing it late, like This week I did my budgeting here. But I did it. But that's because there was sheer chaos happening right there. Okay. So anyway, reward administered. Budget, and then record plan with me. Plan with me is in black. And I don't think the Zoom meeting is actually happening, or maybe it is. I should check in with the fam. Probably not. And then we might have friend birthdays. We actually have a multi-celebration. We have like 2 new houses to celebrate, and birthdays and promotions and a bunch of other things. All right, that's that. Here we are back in the week we're in. Again, I haven't been writing things on the side. It's just been enough to like keep up with shit. If we go back far enough, we see the watercolor and paint pen thing I did on those 2 videos that came before this video. That's everything. See you guys later.